How's it going, guys? I hope you're all having a great day thus far. So yeah, back on the server, and today I don't really have too much to show you guys, sadly. I spent a lot of time crafting off stream. So I got some new things to show, but a lot of the time I spent, I was just stood here waiting for plastic, really, and crafting stuff. So yeah, spent a lot of time working on this, but don't really have much to show for it. So firstly, I'll start with this little block here. Yeah, this is an absolute mess down here, and I need to sort it out, basically. If you guys might remember from the last episode, I had this little thing coming down to basically pressurize the front doors. So this is still here, but what I've done is I've dug out a basement. I think I actually dug this down one level. But yeah, I've basically brought everything down, made a basement underneath this building, and then we've added in a few things, and yeah, I'll tell you guys what I've done. So firstly, we have this little block here, the security station. I really like this little thing because it basically makes those doors that I made previously only open to whoever I set in there. So currently it's just me that these doors should open to, which I really like. Yeah, it's pretty much the main reason why I make these, as well as, you know, the fact you don't have to like right click them or anything and they just open for you automatically. Oh, whoops. That actually moves on to the other thing I did with Pneumaticraft is this over here. So yeah, I've added pneumatic doors to the second floor as well, or the first floor. And these should be in range of the security station. It's quite hard to see where the range is because it's underground. So I have to like, you know, click on the block below, show range, and then run up here to see if it's actually working. I believe it is though. It looks like, yeah, when I've tried it, it looks like the security station covers the entire house, I believe. Maybe not in height, but I'm pretty sure it covers these doors. But yeah, the footprint is definitely covered. So that basically means no one should be able to alter anything within here other than me, which is really nice. Now, if we look into this thing, you see there's kind of like, I don't know, zigzag, a snake of items here. And this is pretty much where some of the time went into crafting these things. Basically, in order to successfully set up a security station, you need a few different things, right? So you need a network I/O port, a network registry, and a diagnostic subroutine. You also then need a successful path from one to the other, right? So I believe you could, if you wanted, is have a network I/O port, then directly after that, so like here, a diagnostic routine, and then a network registry, right? And that would work. But it wouldn't be very secure. The idea of why you do this, other than to actually get the block up and running, is to try and prevent people hacking into this security station. Now, I've always kind of done this pattern. I've never actually been hacked with this mod, so I don't know how good this is. But yeah, the idea is to try and make it secure. Make this as long as possible, so it takes a lot longer. There's like an amount of time where this will run out, and it will say you failed to hack it. And also the diagnostic subroutine will basically attempt to prevent a user from hacking this block. Basically, the diagnostic subroutine will try and find where the hacker is hacking you from and close them out, right? So basically what this does is, as the user or player hacking you, they try to get from here down to here. This diagnostic subroutine tries to kind of secure the entire network and then get to here. And once it's here, the person has failed to hack you. And if we look at the ingredients to make these things, you can see it needs a lot of plastic. For example, these things need transistors, and then what's the other thing we need? A diagnostic subroutine uses a lot of red plastic, and the network I/O port uses a lot of capacitors. So yeah, it took a minute to craft this stuff. It wasn't terrible, but yeah, that's pretty much where all my time went. I also, as you can see, we've got applied logistics cable right here. Basically, some of the other time was digging like a underground tunnel, if you will, from this base over to there. You can see it on the map. The music in this game is bloody horrifying. Yeah, you can see it on the map. There's a tunnel that goes along here. That's basically pretty much just for this cable. I can't remember how much cable I used to get it to here, but that is so you know, I can access my network in this building. I don't have to run backwards and forwards every time I need something else. Yeah, as you can see, it's right here. Also, one thing I love about Pneumaticraft is there's actually a pressure tube running up this wall right here. Same on that side as well. But you can't see it because of the camouflage. I really like this. This base is really coming along, and there's already a lot of hidden cables. Like, for example, there's a energistic cable like hidden here. And then there's pressure tubes running upside the walls. Yeah, I actually really like it. I also forgot to show you guys this redstone contraption over here. Which basically is what turns on and off my pressure or air pressurizers up top. Or air compressors, sorry. Basically, there's a lever above one of these blocks. I believe it's this one here. I think there's a lever right there. And what that does is that emits redstone signal, which activates this piece of redstone dust, and then obviously that, you know, goes along. And then basically, because in order to do this, we've come down the block. We then need to use, I think it's called like a redstone elevator or something, to get the redstone signal back up to where the blocks are, right? So there's torches on this row of blocks here. I believe it's, yeah, it's these four here. There's a redstone torch on top of, right? Which then, in turn, will turn on and off the air compressors. But because of how that would work, the signal would be inverted, right? So when the lever's on, the machines would be off, and vice versa, which I thought was kind of confusing. So what I did was I set up these, I guess in redstone terms they're not gates. Yeah, so you can see these guys are on, which means the torches above them are off. And then that, you know, the logic works out that way. But because of how redstone dust works with this, I had to separate out the torches onto two sides, because otherwise the redstone dust would link here, right? Sorry, excuse me. And it just wouldn't work. So I had to do it on two sides, and it takes up way too much room for what I would have liked. So I think what I'm going to do is redo this very soon, maybe before the next video, and use, I think it's RF Tools, has some new redstone like ways of doing it. It's got like wires and not gates and all sorts of stuff like this. So I think it, yeah. So I think I might look into that and see if I can make this a lot smaller and take up less room, as part of trying to like tidy up this basement. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put down here yet. It probably will just be, I don't know, like management stuff. So as you can see, like this air compressor here is what pressurizes the 6 doors I have on this building. So it's probably just going to be stuff like this, hide a bunch of cables, and you know, anything that I need for Pneumaticraft or whatever gets put in here that I don't really want all too visible upstairs. Okay, so just as a little last thing to do today, I've just taught the system how to make tiny coal. It's just because I like to keep the so I keep getting the word of this, air compressors. So the name of it, air compressors with tiny coal, just as it makes it not more efficient, but it means they turn off quicker when I want them to, rather than running over and potentially exploding and destroying part of the base. So what I'm going to do here is just quickly add an export bus onto here, right? So basically what will happen is the system will automatically craft tiny coal if it needs to, and then it will supply this air compressor with as much tiny coal as it needs, which will keep our doors opening as they should. But it says device missing channel. Ah, there we go. Now it's online. Oh yeah, so we actually ran out of tiny coal there. Interesting, good to know. So now the applied energetic system will keep this machine running on tiny coal. And with that, sadly, I believe it's time to end this video. Sorry I don't really have too much to show. As I said, I spent most time crafting and digging, and then yeah, didn't really spend too much time on Minecraft recently due to grinding Rocket League instead. But hopefully, I don't know, in the future we can sort out that redstone contraption with the air compressors. Hopefully find a way to neatly automatically supply the air compressors I use for crafting with coal as well. And then I'm not too sure what to go into. Yeah, I'll have to have a think. Maybe get into more auto crafting. yeah, find some new mods to dive into. Maybe revisit our power. I'm noticing saplings are starting to run out now. I believe the addition of birch actually made it so the other saplings weren't, yeah, we weren't getting enough of the other saplings, right? So I might change that farm back to just being 2 types of saplings, and then, yeah, I don't know, we'll find some awesome power generation. And then I might go into mechanism and try and get the digital miner, just to have like a permanent solution for mining, right? Because I don't want to be using quarries. Yeah, so I'll probably get to that, hopefully. I'm also looking into this, right? The Dianite fluid. It looks like quite an interesting challenge to craft it. You need a lot of stuff for it, so I might actually look into that and yeah, try and make some Dianite tools. Since I was saying I want to get like my final versions of these soon, so yeah, I might do that. And maybe as we look for Dianite and we look into these other materials and alloys, we actually might find some sick armor material. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, I shall catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.
Are we gonna play now? Ready for the show? I'm about to take down, you already know. Get the fuck out of my face now, yeah, you gotta go. Man, I'm on the chase now, leave me on my own. I got a chance to break now.